uh, we are starting with our this unit number 3, object recognition. In this particular unit, we are discussing object recognition process in details. In this process, we'll discuss what are different system components, object-centered representation, viewer-centered representation, then process of feature detection. Once we detect the features, then we will discuss about various strategies for recognition, how to classify object, and then we'll discuss some techniques in details to recognize the object. At the end of chapter, we will have two case studies. One is pedestrian detector and second is face detection. Both these algorithms we'll discuss in details. Now, first of all, let us discuss what exactly is object recognition. Now, we are dealing with AI robotics where we are discussing all these vision applications in robotic vision aspects. So, object recognition is computer vision or robotic vision technique where we identify objects in images or videos. So whenever camera is placed in position on robot, we capture that image or video and then we pre-process first, like last unit you have discussed, and then further we apply various set of algorithms and we detect the object. Once object is detected, then we try to classify it, recognize it, and then further task will be continued. In this particular process, set of predefined objects are there. In robotic task, whenever we say, then we are already knowing which objects are there. For instance, let us consider that there is a conveyor belt and a robot manipulator is working on conveyor belt. Robot is picking and placing a particular object for assembly. In this all process, we know how these operations will be done. We are clearly knowing that where robot is installed, where camera is there, where is the position, and then how image will come to us. Not only this, we know that what object is on conveyor and then what are different views of that object, how it will come, how it can be visualized. This is what we say predefinition. That means whatever object, let it is a small box, let it is particular machine job which is coming, or screw, nut, bolt, anything which is coming on the conveyor, that views are already known, and we have created a model database of all these images. So before installing recognition system, we have done our homework and we have created reference images. So on a conveyor belt there is a limited area, so we have captured all possible views of the object and they are kept there. These are stored in model database library, wherein recognition system software will access for reference. Now whenever in real time object comes on conveyor, where in real time object is arriving at conveyor, at that time this object will be first image is captured, pre-processed, then all the defects in that image will be removed. That is what process of normalization. And then it will be compared with our reference database, that is what model database. And if it is matching to them, then we say that object is recognized and we declare this object is this or this object is this. This all process is called as model based object recognition. The view models are known to us. Predefined object images are with us. We know that particular object is having these are properties, its shape, its color, texture, then its edges, and various parameters we are already knowing. In latter process, all these parameters are said as features. And this is how object recognition process occurs. Now, object recognition, this process is a area of AI, robotic vision, image processing. This particular process provides ability to our robot to recognize various things, the entities, the objects around the robot environment. Now, strictly speaking, there are two types of recognition strategies. One is model based object recognition. Whenever we are knowing all objects very clearly, the objects can be defined perfectly. In such cases, we use model based object recognition. If our object database is large, if we are having various types of objects, various categories, various classes of objects, then we use generic object recognition process. Now let us discuss components of object recognition system. Up till now what we have discussed here, a particular object which is to be recognized, its images, its properties, its parameters are already stored in reference database. Whenever now new object is coming, it will be matched to reference images. So whatever reference images we have, that images we have already analyzed and its properties are already found out. These properties are mainly like various features. This feature means its shape, color, geometrical aspects, size, width, and various other parameters are there. So whatever our recognition parameters are there, that are already extracted and stored in model base. Now how this process goes on? Whenever first run is there, we collect all features and store in model database. So this is our first run, that is what system establishment. Later on, every time object will come and then we perform same process and we try to match with this model base and we declare what type of object is or what type of class it is. In this all process, model disk carries or model database carries all the images, reference images and their various parameters which we have extracted. Now whenever new object comes or object to be matched is arriving, first we capture image, pre-process it, normalize it, and then first step is carried out, that is what feature detection. Now like reference images, we calculated all the recognition parameters, identification parameters. Similar process we are doing here. So again we are calculating all the parameters which are needed for recognition. These are now termed as features. So all features are extracted. So this process is called as feature detection. Now you know the features. Now first of all, when we start matching the features or analyzing features, we generate a guess. What is possibility? Which type of this object is there? Which can be candidate objects that can be matched. So this guess or initial guess formation, that is what said as hypothesis formation. This is how it match, and it will be giving us what can be possible objects. So these possible objects also we send to model database, and then together these candidate objects and model based objects will be verified. So our guess will be verified, and where we get maximum matching, that is what 100% matching or maximum matching, then we say that that object is recognized or that object is detected. Suppose we have now a robotic manipulator working on the conveyor belt, and suppose the robot manipulator has to pick up a particular hexagonal bolt. Now before we install all this application, while designing our robotic vision system, we know that in this step, this hexagonal step, a hexagonal bolt of particular size has to be picked up. So already in model database, we have stored images of all that hexagonal bolt, wherein what is its texture, what is its color, what is its size, various geometrical parameters, or on which features or on which parameters we want to recognize, they are already calculated and they are available here. Now bolt arrives on conveyor belt. Image is captured by camera, it is pre-processed, normalized, and now it is given to feature detector. Now as per program, whatever required features which are predefined, that will be calculated, that will be found out, and at output we will be getting values or the actual parameters as a features here. So all hexagonal bolts parameters like its shape, size, color, geometry will be extracted over here. Then based on this information, our guesswork starts. So there can be many hexagonal bolts of different sizes. So actually here you are having too many objects. Now you need to classify that objects. So what is probability? Which type of objects can be there? Which type of hexagonal bolts? So all hexagonal bolts now can be candidate objects. Let's say based on shape, we are finding out the object, shape and size. So once we detected feature as a hexagonal shape and a particular size, then hypothesis will be formed. That is what guesswork. So what are possible candidate objects from list? These candidate objects are provided for verification process as well as database process, that is model database process. Now model database process will send all these parameters. Now one by one our candidate image will be verified or matched with all these possible objects, and where we get maximum identification, maximum matching similarity. So whenever it is perfectly matched, then object will be declared, or maximum 90% is matched, then we have that tolerance over here, and then we declare that this is hexagonal bolt. So robot knows that this bolt is hexagonal bolt where it is to be placed. Next step starts. What type of bolt is there? So robot is having programming. If bolt is hexagonal, then place at this particular part, and then next operation will be given by mission planner, and robot will start working for tightening that hexagonal bolt. In this all process, model database is the first component where all information which is previously known of that particular image is stored. Then feature detector is a program or is a particular technique or algorithm where whatever required features which are already calculated, they are calculated. This process is similar when we are first applying for reference images. Then hypothesis formation, this is what a program where possibility, probability or guesswork will be done or classification will be done. If the accuracy of this program is higher, then only one candidate object can go. Otherwise, if objects are more, then that particular class can be evaluated. That is, all hexagonal bolts can come. If my size operator is very correct, then it can give size and shape, hexagonal and that size, and very few objects will be here. So all tightening is here. This is what first filter of the whole list or whole object class. Same, that filtered objects are given to model base also, so that that information is available for verification. And this is what possible attributes of these images. So possible attributes and actual verified attributes, they will be verified, and where we get highest matching, that object class will be given. So in all, object recognition or detection, that means we are giving a particular label to that object. We are recognizing means what? We are identifying that object. This is hexagonal bolt, this is circular bolt, likewise.